And welcome in, Bulldog fans. This is Chris Jones here, bringing you Texas Lutheran versus St. Thomas volleyball here today. So, second game here is skank play for the Bulldogs. They look to bounce back after a tough loss yesterday against Colorado. High energy, good fans, and things will get going here. So, starting for St. Thomas, number 2, Brooke Barnes, number 6, Tasmeen Maxwell, number 7, Alexis Bodurnan, number 8, Carly Lange, number 9, Noor Hidari, number 16, Mia Medina, and number 20, Victoria Garcia. For your Bulldogs, starter number 1, Valeria Juarez, number 7, Andy Lozano Lamelli, number 9, Addison Gallegos, number 14, Ryan Ellie, number 17, Rihanna Salvateria Moore, number 22, Rochelle Guerra, number 24, Marcelina Tafuli. So, same lineup today for your Bulldogs, and it will get things going here early. In case you missed yesterday, Bulldogs fought against a good Colorado team that came up short and ultimately got swept. So they look to bounce back. Juarez to serve. We got by Guerra, Eli on the tip.
Sorry.
Dug up by Guerra again. Time Tafuli. Free ball for the Bulldogs. They'll go. They stay tight. Lozano. Dug up again. And Ely can't convert there.
It kind of looked like she went to go for the off-speed shot and just didn't get enough, but I don't blame her. Those are pretty hard to at the beginning of the game when you're not all the way warmed up and used to the court. Lions have the serve. Or the Celts, what is it?
The Celts.
The Celts. And the line judge will call it in, giving the point to the Bulldogs.
Good spot there from Lozano. And good to see her get going early. And struggled yesterday hitting through the blocks of Colorado, but finds that one there, and that's a good sign for the Bulldogs.
Right side swing, and it will be in on that line.
Now some subs for the Celts. That will bring on their number 10, Jada Stallworth, and number 1, Ariana Willis.
And the ball is shanked off by the Bulldogs. Looked like it was kind of going for a deeper serve, and looks like number 1 just didn't open up all the way and bring the ball back in the court. Celts with the serve. Ely picks it up right side. Big swing. Playing it in the ceiling just like yesterday.
Change for the Bulldogs. So Zaria Solis and number 5, Naomi Gamboa, are going to come in. Gamboa to serve. And we'll see Solis up front.
Tight right side for the Celts. Bulldogs pick it up, dumped over. Oh, and it looks like the Celts just couldn't get their foot all the way under the ball. Kind of was a funky offset, and looks like she started her approach early.
Gamboa still to serve, 3-all now.
Off-speed shot from the Celts, picked up by the Bulldogs, put in the middle. Blocked at the net, still in play. Another block at the net. Bulldogs having to work offensively to place that ball. Right side swing blocked at the net. Bulldogs are able to shut down the Celts on the right side swing, ending that rally.
And big time there on the double block, that left side, and already looking better than yesterday. Sorry, Solis gets to that one. They'll try and change. Over the block, that'll roll.
Right side for Ely, big swing, and it goes a little too long. Kind of looked like a tighter set on that, and I don't think she was able to finish her swing all the way to bring that ball, or to finish that ball inside the court. Celts will have to go for a sub as we see number 21, Jaslyn Davis, enter the court onto the outside. Outside for Salias. Through the block. It looks like we didn't have some weak hands from the Celts, and it just kind of slipped through. Sub for the Bulldogs, number 2, Nadia Dunn, enters for the outside as well. A senior, Ryan Ely, is back on the inline to serve. And that serve will go short in the net, giving the Celts the ball back.
That'll bring up St. Thomas's number 9, Noor Hidari. She'll take the serve. That one kind of floating. Solis digs it up.
Back row for the Celts. Picked up right side, tipped over.
Tipped over the block again. Bulldogs stay close.
Celts are playing it in the rafters, trying to bring it back in, and it looks like those bright lights might have gotten her way and thrown her off.
Always fun to see it, shake the light up there. We have those cages, and see one start shaking around.
I personally like when it has to roll through the rafters and bounce off the poles and stuff. That's always fun to play against. Serve goes long for the Bulldogs.
And St. Thomas's home gym, is pretty cavernous and high ceiling, so
yeah, I feel
something
like
they're not probably used to playing.
Out of the conference, I would definitely say that TLU's Memorial Gym is definitely the shortest. Actually, I think Austin College has some pretty short gyms, now that I'm thinking about it, or some short ceilings.
It's about like this, maybe even smaller.
Big swing from the middle from Lozano, is able to use that power with her and make the Celts defense use their hands on that ball, sending it out long.
So Gambo and Solis will rotate out, and that will bring on Bulldogs number 9, Gallegos, and number 24, Tafule. Gallegos to serve.
Celts tied at the net, shoot to the outside. Big swing picked up from the Bulldogs. Back row attack from senior Ely. Looks like the Celts were able to find that split on the block. Looked like the Bulldogs' right side kind of just went too far out, setting up that block, leaving a split on the defense, and she was able to use that to her advantage. Celts for the serve, 7-7. And it goes out long.
And already, moving much better at the front. And your blockers are staying attached, moving better. Big improvement from yesterday,
Yeah, I felt like
where you struggle.
Yesterday's first set started out with a high tempo volleyball, and then one team continued to go high tempo as the other team fell back. Right side for the Celts, picked up by Guerra. Right side for the Dogs. Had some tried to play it out the net, but it looks like it went off that antenna. Celts go to serve. Number 8, Carly Lange. Shut down at the net by the Celts, but the Bulldogs pick it up, tipped over by outside, trying to play it out the net. That's a bit hard to do, and these nets are reeled up tight. It doesn't give you much bounce to come back with it, so you got to get real low and anticipate that ball to come straight down.
8-9 now to St. Thomas.
Bulldogs will pass it into the stands over here, not able to track it down, giving the ball back to the Celts. Another big swing from senior outside Ryan Ely, once again trying to use that open corner advantage to herself, but it looks like she's not really able to find the hand position on that to snap it down. And the ball will go long for the Celts.
We're on the serve. 9-11 St. Thomas.
Push to the outside for the Celts. Looks like they're going to call her on that antenna on that.
Bulldogs aggressive there. Indigo block and, you know, cut off that angle there. She tried to beat down the sideline and Bulldogs took it away. So into the net.
Over the net. Number 24 for the Bulldogs is able to find the court on that. As you can notice, the Celts defense all anticipated her to just slam that down to the 10-foot line, but she saw that back line open, was able to place that ball.
Really hammered that one.
Amazing serve.
And another one there from Tafuli, and he'll get past the hands there of Carly Lange. TLU leading 12-11 here.
And the serve will go short.
Celts on the serve. This is Jada Stallworth.
Ely once again sends it over to the rafters. Looks like she's not really able to bring that outside ball in, kind of working that ball over her right shoulder. So they'll pull back number 24 in the serve receive to kind of mix it up for the Celts.
Bulldogs going to go to a formation here. A little bit of a change. Go tight. Moore can't hit through that block. And
kind of looked like it almost went off her head, on the block's head. I think she kind of...
I don't know that it was necessarily her hands or fingertips.
Yeah, Coach Fowler will take her first time out of this first set. Currently, Celts up 14 to Bulldogs 12.
And welcome back, folks. So after the timeout, TLU still trailing 12-14 here in this first set. And I'm sure they're talking here about needs to change and what needs to go right. You know, I'm sure they've said something to Ryan Ely about, you know, trying to keep that ball in play, especially on the serve. You know, too many errors in the back row right now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, St. Thomas is really kind of a scrappy team that you see. They got kind of a shorter team, so those girls really know they're quick and they've got the speed on them.
Tip from the Bulldogs.
Tied at the net. Picked up by Guerra. Great defense coverage. Big swing by number 24. Once again, able to use that block to her advantage. I feel like that's something we also saw a lot of yesterday. Both teams kind of tooling off the block, sending the ball flying into the back wall, and defense not really able to track it down.
You know, Marcelina Tafuli responding well. You know, didn't have a great day the other day against Colorado, but already up to 3 kills here in this one.
Tip, deep corner. Looks like a miscommunication on that one. Kind of looks like TLU setter Naomi kind of released a little bit early, trusting her teammate to cover that deep corner. I don't think they talked too much about that one.
St. Thomas on the serve.
And it goes long.
Good choice there from Guerra. So now subs will come in for the Bulldogs. Checking in for the first time today, number 12, Riley Jordan. And also coming in for the Bulldogs, number 2, Nadia Dunn. So Jordan on the serve here.
Outside for the Celts and tooled off of Zaria Salias' block. Celts still ahead, up by 2. Sent over on the first ball. Right side swing. Looks like kind of what I'm picking up right now is Celts are kind of trying to use that open perimeter that the Bulldogs are trying to stay, taking a step away from.
Absolutely. And important to note, that swing right there coming from Jaslyn Davis was a left-handed swing out there on that edge. So having a lefty outside, you know, will be something to be mindful of.
Yeah. It's good to pick up on that stuff early and to
have to adjust.
Have your defense start reading it differently.
So Bulldogs still trailing here, 15-17. It is Mia Medina on the serve for the Celts.
Once again, a serve goes long. Something else we saw a lot of yesterday with both teams are really high air on those serves. I guess just trying to be aggressive and score on that ace instead of just putting the ball in play on that first serve.
So in comes Tafuli and Gallegos now. Gallegos to serve, so Logs sticking with their rotation.
Beautiful up. Tipped over by the Celts and just looks like she couldn't get her hand on it all the way as it floats out, giving the Bulldogs a serve.
And a good second tip there to change direction. That almost found the line.
Yeah.
Dangerous ball there. $17 up. Stay tight.
Tipped in.
And there you see the left-handedness catch the Bulldogs off guard right there. She's able to flick it over and
take out that setter
angle.
Defense.
Absolutely.
Serve for the Celts. Drops in that back corner. Pushed out to the outside. Big swing. Once again, push to the outside. Blocked at the net by the Celts. Just go to the middle for Lozano. Looks like a pancake up. Woo! I don't know. I think that I think the up ref had called it playable, but I think the down ref had seen something else and called it down. Up from here, it looked pretty convincing. I thought it was a pretty good up, but I guess it hit the floor.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, you know, at times. You hear that ball hit the floor, you hit bodies, hit the floor, you know, you can't always tell. But I thought it was down. But then again, I'm not paid to know these things.
Looks like the Celts coach will try to argue that, seeing what the down ref said. I think he just told her how it is.
Yeah, they're pretty unwavering. They have to be. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
Tied right now in the first set.
Juarez on the serve, 18 up.
Cross ball. Once again, I think the Celts have found that setter defense, kind of just putting it over in her area. Looks like Coach Fowler was telling number one that she's got to sit in that split as middle back to anticipate that ball getting hit there. Slide for Lozano, once again finding it long. Coach Fowler will call her second timeout of the first match, as I believe the score is now 20 St. Thomas to 18. Or I thought she just yelled timeout to the down ref, but I don't.
So I think a timeout was called, but the official did not give, and now the Bulldogs have scored a whopping 118 points, so things going really right here. Now we got the score right. It'll be 18-20.
I guess.
And there is more confusion.
The line judge. So, yes, TLU will take that timeout. I think it was just some miscommunications with the refs. Trying to, I don't know, talk to each other or not able to hear a whistle. Who knows? I know those refs, I'm pretty sure. I know higher levels are mic'd up with each other, so they're able to hear each other. But we're going to be right back after this timeout. Alrighty, both teams will go back on the net as Coach Fowler is taking her second timeout of that first set, leaving her with 0. Celts currently have the serve, 20-18 in Memorial Gym. Once again, I think that must be Ryan's struggle side, kind of bringing that ball over her right arm to angle that pass back in. And the Celts have noticed that from the serve receive. I believe that's like the 4th time they've targeted her on that.
More than that, I think.
And that's also what you want to do when you have a player that's playing all the way around. You want to make them work and tire them out.
Absolutely.
Rolled over, pushed deep, hustle ball. Bulldogs not able to get it up. As the Celts are just really watching the court and catching TLU's defense off guard.
Right, here's a gut check for your Bulldogs. You know, they've got to be tired.
You've got to really watch, and Celts will try to take out that middle on the serve receive as they pulled her back. TLU swings long again. I guess practicing up in here all week they haven't really taken advantage of that.
I think they have. It's just, you know, the little details here that they're struggling with. And, you can always communicate more. You can always talk more. And
blocked at the net by the Bulldogs. Pushed outside again. Blocked at the net once again, but I think they'll call 4. I think they were saying that second block was swung in the net.
So, Carrington Kays. Well, excuse me, I guess the second one in the net there. Aguero on the serve, 19-23.
Pushed high over. Aggressive dump by 17. Able to see that open side, pushed over to the left. Bulldogs are fighting back now in this last few points of this first set, not really wanting to give it up just yet. Guess I spoke too soon.
Untimely error there for Guerra. So Set point for the Celts. Bulldogs will have to fight their way back into this one.
And I guess that's really what you want to see from these young teams right now. I guess I'm pretty sure TLU only has 3 seniors right now, and all 3 of them are currently on the court.
Eli, tip.
Dumped over from the Celts. Push to the right side. Big swing, and she uses that block to her advantage. Able to tool on that outside hand.
Tafuli able to find outside hand of that block and get it down. Good job creating an angle right there.
Pushed outside high by the Celts. Big swing, touched off the block, picked up by the Bulldogs. Ooh, there she goes! Ryan Ely, now she's getting the sense of that back line, and I feel like once you find that, it's almost game over. Body just gets used to it. You get used to that muscle memory.
So Kian Burt not liking what she's having go on, and she'll take a timeout. So 22-24, St. Thomas ahead. Bulldogs look to fight off on match point or set point.
Both teams will get back on the court after that first timeout called by Coach Burt for the Celts. TLU's fighting to stay in this first set of this game, currently 22-24.
Tafuli on the serve. That one will be in. Set the back line, and that will be down. That is St. Thomas's Alexis Bodurin.
She's able to once again use that line shot. I feel like both pins from the Celts right now are just swinging line, and it kind of almost had looked as only she had one blocker up on her, giving her pretty much almost full court swing.
So both teams will talk things over, and St. Thomas takes the first set. So Bulldogs now trailing and going to have a gut check. So we will be right back.
Alrighty, Bulldog Nation. We are back here in this second set. Both teams will take the court. That down rifle check that lineup.
So, same group for your Bulldogs: Juarez, Shell Guerra, Eli, Lozano, and Tafule. So, things will get going here. St. Thomas to serve as they took the first set, 1-0. So, Bulldogs going to look to respond here and get things going.
Celts with the serve, picked up. Looks like they're going to push it to the right side. Big swing, using that block to her advantage. And the Celts aren't able to get it over. Tried to run a middle three there with a split block on the Bulldogs. It looks like she kind of gotten caught in the net.
So, more will come in for Lozano. Rochelle Guerra on the serve. And Bulldogs a bit out of position there, and that one will find the floor. So, 1 up. Carly Lange to serve for the Celts. Tafule to receive. Back to Tafule, great spot. Off speed, change of direction shot there from Tafule, and she will connect. So that will bring on Solis and Gamboa for the Bulldogs. Gamboa to serve. 2-1 TLU.
Celts pick it up, push to the right side, blocked at the net by the Bulldogs. They're able to recover, roll to the middle, dumped over. Looks like Celts were running kind of a tighter defense on that.
Guerra digs that one up. Eli. Push. Juarez gets to it. Guerra
reads it this time.
Rolls over the top.
Outside. Big swing. Tooled off the block by Solias. Kind of looks like she has her hands behind her head, not really pressing forward with the block.
Absolutely. And, like to see her maybe be a little bit tighter with her hands and, let things roll off.
Celts with the serve. Tied game right now in the second set. Amazing up.
And more hits right into the block. And big time block there from St. Thomas's number 9.
Kind of looked like she had almost positioned perfectly on that middle one. And that's what you kind of have to expect as a middle. You've got a shorter set, got a block straight in front of your face. And the Celts will find that ball in the net, giving the ball back to the Bulldogs. Nadia Dunn enters the game, coming in on the outside as number 14, Ryan Ely's back to serve.
Good ball from Ely. Thomas will go to the outside. Gets the block, done.
Guerra able to find that ball. Looks like
missing that next swing there.
Kind of looked like she was just trying to be aggressive. That up was tight on the net. I mean, that's what you kind of want to see, is being aggressive at the net as a middle, but looks like she got a little too trigger finger happy.
Outside Dunn this time gets through the block. St. Thomas will stay tight. Guerra can't dig that one up.
Kind of looks like St. Thomas is running a bit of a faster offense, catching the Bulldogs defense off guard.
Bulldogs have to continue and work and be versatile. This time Eli on the return. Not a great touch from her again. They get it across. Tip.
Picked up by the Bulldogs. Pushed out to Dunn. She tips it over. Able to use that to her advantage as both off block and setter went for it, kind of drawing the off block defense out of position for when that ball got picked up. She wasn't able there to get it.
Jada Stallworth getting to feel the hardwood there. And that dig, she hit the deck hard.
Does not feel too good.
No, it does not.
Kelts will send that ball out long.
Ariana Willis misses on net swing there. So 5 up now. More to serve. That ball in.
Kind of a off-speed, kind of crazy out of system setter.
Very
right now.
so much so. And
lefty swing from the Kelts, picked up.
dig up there from Gamboa. Dunn through the block.
Once again, lefty swing. Try to takes that line, and Dunn shuts her down. Uh-oh, got some argument here right now. Up ref is going to call his down ref. Both teams getting a little angry. I think the Kelts were wanting to say that the Bulldogs blocked that ball and then it hit the antenna. And I think the Bulldogs are trying to say that she swung and hit the antenna before they had touched it.
What I got, I saw the antenna move. Really, actually, it wasn't on the swing or the block. It was on the way down. Ball came off, and it hit number 21's shoulder and then popped into the antenna kind of lower into the net. And so they were kind of hung up there. So they will talk about it. We will see their decision. And
the ball goes to the Celts. I guess that line judge is trying to call and say that it had gone off the block and then into the antenna. Celts with the serve.
So tough break there for the Bulldogs, but they will look to earn this one back. And Dunn can't dig that one up, so 5-7 St. Thomas. And, this is the spot. If you're TLU, you can't be in. Have to work, have to fight to get back in front. And they will do so here. Serve coming in. A dig from Ely. Lozano bit off the mark there, so that will go down for St. Thomas.
Coach Fowler will call her first time out of this second set. I think that antenna call kind of made the Bulldogs lose their momentum a bit there in this set.
Absolutely, and have to find some deeper focus and find some control. This is a newer team. Guerra's been around, and, Lozano had a big year last year. But besides them, kind of Ely and the seniors, a lot of new faces for the Bulldogs, and they have to fight to stay composed and on top of things here. And so I imagine that's something Coach Fowler's preaching to them. Guys, you're a good team. You've played some great games, Stay composed. You can do this.
Yeah.
Trying to talk them through it here.
And looks like Bulldogs will break from the timeout and get back on the court with 30 seconds remaining. Looks like Coach Fowler didn't want to take her full timeout. Both teams return back onto the court.
And, I appreciate that from Coach Fowler. Oftentimes timeouts, if you talk for that whole minute 15, you're going to zone out, lose focus. So Coach Fowler, wisely uses about 30, 40 seconds, says what she has to say. And
gets the point across.
Going.
Kelts with the serve. Picked up beautifully by Guerra. Push to the outside. Ooh, beautiful roll shot. That's what you want to see from these outsides, is just that simple control over their hand, being able to move that ball around the court.
And just that slight extra, split second, quarter second of composure. And, things are going to go much better your way. And so that time, Dunn looked much more in control than some of her other swings.
Bulldogs with the serve.
Good tip off the block there from Lozano. It's a Foley hammering that one in. Dug up by Lange.
Once again, both teams using that block.
Over to Foley again.
Blocked up, picked at the net. Lozano tips it over. Celts are scrambling for it. rolling into the bleachers. Great hustle from the Celts.
And good tip there from Lozano. Bulldogs have to find a way to stay on the gas. Serve coming in now. I think Thomas will go quick.
Blocked at the net.
Of Lozano.
Tipped over. Great pickup. Lozano's going to, got some miscommunication at the net, seeing who's going to take that ball.
Tafule.
Celts will swing it into the net. And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like TLU, after that timeout, stepped up on their game, and the Celts are caught off guard, looking a little tired.
And immediately much more in control of the Bulldogs. You know, when you run, you know, a slower tempo offense, you know, being in control and making sure that what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yep, calm, cool, and collected.
Very important. This time, Willis connects on her swing. So 8-9, St. Thomas.
Number 16 for the Celts enter the game.
Alongside
Medina.
Number 7, Alexis Bodunren.
Pushed outside for the Bulldogs. Big swing, and she's able to use that to her advantage, kind of giving that ball higher up on the platform of the Celts libero, and she's not able to bring that ball back in, let alone get control on it.
And
she'll send
my goodness, Tafuli obliterated that one. It took one hop off the floor and right up into the stands.
Yeah, she's one of those hitters that she might not be super tall or anything, but she is a powerhouse. And you're able to see how hard and fast she sends those balls.
It kind of reminds me of, Denise Morig.
Oh,
she had a cannon.
T, if you're listening. I know Riley's out there.
And
got some alumni in the stands, some alumni supporting online. We see you, we love you, and we miss you.
Ball over there from Lozano, and body's hitting the floor. A bit confusing.
Pushed outside. Kind of looks like Fowler switched up her rotation. She's got Ely over on the right side with.
Yeah. Lozano hammers it off the block. And that will go to TLU. So another rotation. Jaslyn Davis coming off. Victoria Garcia coming in.
Guerrero takes the serve. Tied game, 10-10. Ball.
Thomas goes quick right into the hands of Moore.
A little tip game recovery from the Celts.
And almost there for Tafuli.
I think TLU's seeing those open corners right now, and their offense is trying to take advantage of that, but I don't think the execution is quite there. But when they do hit it, it definitely works.
And, I'd like to see them maybe change the pace a bit. And when they go quick to Lozano or their middle, things are going well.
Boomtown! Ely shows you what's up with that fast swing, able to send the Celts defense into kind of sliding around on the floor, playing it from the rafters.
And great ball there. And that allowed Ely to really get after that one.
Bulldogs with the serve. Celts push it to the outside. Swing. Once again, another antenna call goes to the Celts. Kind of feel like TLU's adjusting to those line swings, but I feel like that block is a little bit too close to that antenna. Instead of taking a half step off, I think they're closing the block all the way to the antenna.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that was, a focus after yesterday. Colorado had several kills, down that line, but you don't want to overcorrect either. Mm-hmm. You almost kind of want to dare them to try it.
Yeah, you kind of want to give your hitters or your opposing hitters some room to see if they do make that error, because that line shot is one of those harder shots to really swing down, because you kind of have the perfect set lined up. Celts with the serve. Off-speed shots. Middle will take her hands on that ball. Looks like Ely had gone and anticipated that roll shot to go on that 10-foot line and played a little too.
Tipped it off balance. The timing was a bit off again. Bulldogs. I urged them to communicate more. And
that's also one of the struggles of a younger team. You've got some returners that know the game, know the college game, and then you have some people that are just coming out of high school.
Absolutely. And, you can't assume anything, not in situations like this. So Jordan will come on for Ely. And Dunn will come in, pick up Juarez. So
looks like Juarez almost wanted to play some front row right there. Not really paying attention to the sub.
And I think she ought to know better.
Bulldogs with the serve. Celts keep playing it in between that 10-foot line and on the net. Can't really get that serve receive ball all up there for their setter. Boom! Solias is able to find that line, showing you what's up from those long arms.
And finally, Zaria Solis just taking a huge swing at a ball. She's been loving the tip here lately, and she's got a cannon too.
Yeah, we saw her last year really being a huge asset to the Bulldogs offensively and defensively, rallying up some points. I believe she got Player of the Week once or twice.
A few times, and she did that in basketball as well.
Yeah, multi-sport athlete.
Zaria Solis becoming, a big feature here on Jim Schuler Court. Catcher all times of the year. This serve coming in, that one a bit shy, dug up.
Big swing at the net.
From Willis on the outside. They'll change. And that time, that one getting through the block.
I feel like Moore might have been like a second late on that press because she was there and she saw it coming down and tried to play it back up, but it was a little bit too short for her teammates to pick up. So we'll see both teams fighting it here in the second set, taking momentum from themselves.
Moore through the block.
Push to the middle again, tipped, touched, can't get picked up.
Error on the serve there for St. Thomas is number 7, Alexis Bodurin. So 15-16, more to serve.
In the middle, tipped again.
More on the dig this time. Sets Lozano. Lozano through the block. St. Thomas goes back row attack. Jordan.
Bulldogs running around.
Bulldogs scramble and survive.
Dumped over.
Back over to the front. Tip again. Willis trying to hammer it through.
Down.
And Lozano comes over with the big time block.
Yeah, I know she has some current record for blocks in a set, I believe. I believe she might be number 1, or I think she's top 3 right now for school record. So as a hitter, I personally would not want to look over across the net and see her and Salias blocking up against me. Celts send over the free ball. Hopefully TLU can shut it down. Rolled over. Attempted to be picked up, but Moore as a middle in the back row gives.
Again, sorry to cut you off, but
no,
the
you're
angle
good.
right there on that, left-handed swing, Bulldogs having to take a step or two to get to it, and that's why they couldn't get underneath it.
Yeah, and I don't think any of the Bulldogs currently are lefties, so, that's not what you're practicing against. Or I know those bigger schools, they'll personally select and recruit girls with that left arm just to mix up the game, and because it's not common. And you'll want left-handed setters, and looks like the Bulldogs just wish that ball was out, but unfortunately I think she gave up on it a little bit too early.
Jaslyn Davis again. So Bulldogs finding themselves down 2 again. Serve error, Noor Haydari. So Bulldogs will bring on some subs. Tafuli and Addison Gallegos coming on. (17-18) now, TLU. Or excuse me, St. Thomas.
Passed up in the net tight. She's able to roll it back in, and miscommunication from the Bulldogs. Looked like Guerra had gone to get it as a libero. I feel like it's like the unspoken rule that if it's kind of an easy ball, like as a libero, you're first person on that. You're picked as a libero because you have the most ball control and defense and serve receive, and so you kind of get first dibs.
And just not enough communication right there. 17-19, St. Thomas.
And that serve will go off the platform of Jordan into her own teammates. Coach Fowler will call her first time out of the second set as the Celts are gaining momentum and currently have 20 versus TLU 17. So I feel like Fowler might take this and try to throw off that momentum and get this ball back to push for those last few points. And we will be right back after this timeout. Alrighty, both teams will take the court as the Celts have that serve. Bulldog bench is really bringing that loudness to the court.
Fully over the block.
Push to the outside, swing, picked up by Guerra. Right side high ball. Cut! Looks like we had a chest shot for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs go to the outside, done. St. Thomas digs it up again. They'll stay patient, push to the outside. Guerra again. This time done, trying it again, and she rolls that one off the block, and TLU will come with a big-time point. So Ely will check in for Jordan.
Done
Now,
in the inline for the serve.
18-20, St. Thomas. TLU trying to claw back into this one. Free ball now for the Bulldogs. They'll go quick. Lozano, and she'll connect.
Middle money is what I call that back line. The quick offense, and she's just able to get it and not really have to hit it that hard or really snap down on it. And she's able to push it to that back line, and that middle back is just standing there.
Yeah, and she
picked up, tied to the net.
And big time break here for the Bulldogs, and some momentum coming their way. So Dunn will serve again. Now tied up at 20. Dunn serve a bit long. 20-21 now, St. Thomas. The Bulldogs will look to get back into this one. On the serve is Jaslyn Davis.
Dunn picks it up, push to the right side. Tied at the net, just gets a platform on it. St. Thomas is not able to get that ball up as it goes under the net.
So 21's here. Guerra up to serve for the Bulldogs.
Push to the outside, rolled over, trying to find that donut ball. Since TLU running around, Ely's trying to take off that off block. Looks like Moore wasn't able to close that block all the way, and I don't think that Ely had kind of one-on-one squared up to her hitter, as we can see that St. Thomas was just able to use that single block and rip it away.
Now Lange on the serve. Serve coming in. That one straddling the line there. Tafuli doesn't quite get underneath it.
Yeah, I think St. Thomas this whole game has just been targeting those hitters that are being pulled back in serve receive, and that's a great move by coach. It's kind of what you want to see is those girls that don't practice serve receive as often. Got to target them. She's able to pick it up this match. This swing. St. Thomas throwing arms at it, free ball it over.
I'll go quick. Outside, Ely hammering it through. On the block, that one down. A big-time point there for the Celts. So
both teams right now, I don't really see much tipping anymore at the end of this set. Both swinging really hard, using that aggression to their advantage, because I feel like that is what's working the most.
So now set point for the Celts.
Bulldogs pick it up, push to the outside. Ryan, she tips it deep corner. It's picked up by the Celts. Push it to the outside. That's tied at the net. Blocked.
Tipped over.
Some tip game into the middle.
A good spot for Moore there.
Able to find that corner. It's wide open. I think currently what the Bulldogs need to do is just keep focusing on what's working, what's throwing the Celts defense off their balance, off their game until they start switching it up, and then that's when you switch it up. Picked up from the Celts. Push to the outside. Big swing once again. Done. Beautifully picked up. Rolled over by Ely. Dumped. Guerra picks it up. Bulldogs are kind of getting used to that tip game. Push to the outside. Big swing and swing and a miss. As she tries to take that setter out, or the off block. That's the word. She's trying to use that off block to her advantage, make that defensive player move.
And Bedunrin trying to catch the block off guard there.
Push to the outside again. As we can tell, that's why she keeps pushing it to the outside. Number 7, Alexis is just, I believe she had many kills on the outside in this set. That's why her setter keeps feeding her that ball. As she keeps storing. She's got a high vertical, a very strong approach, really powerful swing on the outside, and that's what you kind of want to see.
So Bulldogs kind of dug themselves a hole here, but we will see how tough they are and how well they respond. So they will talk things over, and we will be right back. Fired up. And welcome back. Got set number 3 coming right here. So Bulldogs trailing 2, looking to get into things here. You have to continue to be diligent and fight for what they're going for. So we will see here, Kemi. We will see. TLU working, but just can't quite connect, down the stretch and losing each set by, 2-3 points,
Yeah, I feel like that's how it was yesterday. Just really
competitive, but, those little details, little nuances, they're just not quite connecting. And
that's what you're also going to see with a younger team. It's got some girls on the court that haven't played with each other like some of these older teams have. But the Bulldogs will take that first serve in this third set. Looks like lineups remain the same for both teams. And that ball will go short.
Juarez missing on the serve there, so 0-1 now. Bulldogs need to find a way to win a set here today.
And that ball will be in, or I guess out. I feel like the Celts line judge, I don't think he was paying too much attention, but from what I saw, I think it hit in that corner, and the Celts parents behind us aren't too happy about that decision.
Calmly say for sure that ball was in, so maybe that's what the Bulldogs need a break here.
Middle swing, she's able to use that, catching that block off guard, making the defense move. Guerra had kind of stuck her platform out early, anticipating that ball coming straight to her. Celts still with the serve. Guerra picks it up beautifully, pushed out to the outside. Ely, big swing. Celts pick it up. Woo! Some high hands on the Bulldogs. Both teams right now swinging away, swinging hard. Trying to use that to their advantage, as we can see it was working in that second set. Great.
Bulldogs struggling, just kind of in those chaotic moments, just not super connected right now.
Picked up, pushed to the right side again. Big swing, uses that block. Once again, tipped on that out, kind of trickled off the outside hand of that middle, which she just helps it go a little crazy. So defense isn't able to pick it up. Gamboa back to serve for the Bulldogs, as she just got subbed in, as well as Solias on the front row. She'll go in for the right side. Push to the middle, tipped. Picked up by the Bulldogs, sent to the right side, or outside, excuse me. Ely able to use that line shot. I feel like that block kind of gave it open a little bit.
Only one to beat right there, and she'll connect.
And as a hitter, as these hitters should know, it's like you target towards your setter, because out of everybody in the back row, they're the one that does not get the most defensive reps as they focus on setting. Free balled over for the Bulldogs. Celts dunk it back over, push to the right side, big swing, trying to hit that high corner. Celts pick it up, set her out, rolled, picked up by Ely. She comes in for the 2. They'll give it to Solias, and we got a net call on the Celts, giving Bulldogs the point. Down ref calls number 1, Ariana Willis, on that one.
I like that look from Solis to hammer it down the line right there.
She's got a really hard swing, but I personally feel like she's one of those pickier hitters that kind of needs just almost a perfect set from her setter. But then once she gets it, we've seen once she gets it.
Not afraid to hammer it, but
nope.
Like to see her maybe be a little more aggressive here. And in this kind of scenario, you don't have much to lose.
Celts get the serve. Goes long. Guerra picks it up. Push to the outside. Solias. Big swing. There she is, just like we were talking about.
And that's what you want to see right there. As Zaria Solis hammers that one in.
Yeah, you kind of watch these underclassmen kind of in that awkward stage between underclassmen and upperclassmen, getting used to the D3 game and find their comfort on the court. Ely back to serve. Beautiful serve. Good float across the net. Push to the outside. Big swing. Guerra picks it up. Makes it look like light work. Solias caught off balance. I think her setter kind of pushed her a little bit too far out, as she's a right-handed right side, so she will start her approach inside that court. So those off balls or those balls that get sent outside long for her as a set kind of are tricky to get to, and she kind of has to run a slide footwork, and you can tell she was caught off guard. She give Kelts the point.
5 up here. That serve.
Oh.
Just barely over the net.
A for effort from Bulldogs trying to hustle to get that ball up. Moore was just a split second too late from getting that pancake. Serve goes out long. Close game right here in the third set. Bulldogs aren't really wanting to roll over and give it up.
So 6 up here. Moore to serve.
She'll serve that ball over to, can't really see her number.
And crafty look there from Jada Stoller. Tried to kind of tip that one over behind the back. And she's a bit short, but Brownie points for trying, I guess. TLU leading 7-6.
Bulldogs on serve, targeting those hitters that are in serve receive. Ball goes out to the right side, cut across. TLU kind of little miscommunication on who gets the setter out when the libero's out of the game. Swung wide by the Celts, giving the Bulldog the points, earning that momentum.
8-6 TLU. So serve coming in. Moore again.
Picked up, tied at the net. Single hand play, tipped over from the Celts. Push to the middle, tipped once again. As we see these hitters that don't really get that set that they want, they just kind of tip it over. Oh. I would assume that Ely kind of just got lost in the light right there. Lost the ball. Celts will bring in number 16, Mia Medina, as well as number 2, Brooke Barnes. Celts back with the serve. Ely picks it up back in her serve-receive game. Big swing over from Dunn. Able to really put that ball away as she set off kind of far from her ending spot. Bulldogs with the serve, currently leading in this third set. Serve once again, targeting towards that hitter that's in the back row. Celts try to swing fast on that middle ball, send it on the back line, but I don't think she had done really much any hand movement. Just kind of high-fived it over with a little bit too much power. Celts send it to the right side. Blocked at the net, I believe.
Lozano there.
What it looked like, she had a touch on it, kind of the way that ball moved back over the net.
Lozano rotating over and, opening that left shoulder there to really take away Jaslynn's left-handed attack. Service
tied
short.
At the net, push to the outside. Bulldogs pick it up, push to the outside again. Dunn, big swing. Blockers can't find it as it goes off their hand. Not really watching that ball, but more of just going back for the transition to get back in offense.
Keanne Burt had enough. Timeout, St. Thomas.
both teams take the court again as Coach Burt will take her full time on that timeout, only leaving a few seconds left. Bulldogs still with that momentum, still got the ball on their side of the court. As Gallegos will send it in for the serve. Picked up from the Celts, pushed to the outside. What? Why are you laughing?
Gallegos.
I can't pronounce. Everybody knows I cannot pronounce.
It's a Fuli on the tip. Ball tied up at the net.
I think we'll get a net call.
Now the Bulldogs, like a freight train coming down the tracks, 13-7 here. And this is the energy and, the effort that they've needed this whole time. You know, I'm sure Coach Fowler pleaded with them like, guys, trust us, do the things you're telling us. And
blocked at the net from the Bulldogs, shutting it down again.
And it's like watching a completely different team right now.
Yeah, I feel like the court on the energy and on the bench is starting to pick up too. It's not really much of a student section because I'm pretty sure there's a football game today.
There's all sorts of stuff going on today. But energy's a little bit better. Bulldogs trying to get back into it. Back row attack.
Send it out, forcing the Celts to make their own mistakes, getting in their head. I know growing up I had coaches that would tell me that volleyball is 80% mentality and 20% physical.
Every coach loves that quote.
90-80% mental. I mean, and it works. It's true. It's you versus you.
Back row attack again.
She'll go for the big swing. Gets it this time. I don't really think the block was set correctly on that.
And Badunrin taking care of that one. So 15-8 TLU. Jaslyn Davis to serve. That one well off the mark. So 16-8 TLU. We will see Juarez check in for Dunn. So now the Bulldogs leading 16-8. Juarez to serve. Free ball over.
Some aggression at the net from your hitters. Cross swing, taking that setter out from the Celts. Ely rolls it over. Stack play from the Celts. Outside takes it. Big swing. Ryan, so close to that line shot.
And Ely just barely off the mark right there. As you said, that stack play giving the Bulldogs some trouble. But Bulldogs have to keep working here, and you can't let up now. Found some momentum, leading 16-9. Lange to serve for the Celts.
Interesting look here as we see Lozano gets pulled back in the serve receive. Not something you really want to see as a middle getting pulled back in there, but I feel like that's what Coach Fowler has to work with right now. Is kind of both of our pin hitters were not stepping up on their A game.
And right there, almost gave up a tip quick. The Celts missed, but she was just that little bit out of position, and they recognized it. Ball
picked up beautifully. Big swing
through the block. TLU 18, St. Thomas 9 here in the third. And Kian Burt will call her second time out of the set here. TLU leading 18-9. Stay with us. Let's go. And welcome back. Bulldogs leading 18-9 here and looking to finish things here in this third set.
Taking advantage of that home court. Guerra starts us off with a serve. Push to the outside. Rolled in. Fumbling around. Celts see that Bulldogs have mixed up their rotation a little bit. As Ely used to be out on the outside, and she was picking up all those off-block balls. They noticed that difference and taking advantage of that different hitter in defense.
And Juarez a little bit anticipatory there and didn't go.
Tight of the net to the middle. From here, it looked like she was able to find that sideline and really execute on it, but the line judge will call it out, giving the ball back to the Celts.
I didn't have a greatest look at that one, but I thought that was pretty close. So 18-11. Bulldogs can't fall apart here, though. Have to battle.
Picked up again by the Bulldogs. Push to the outside. Ryan, big swing. Picked up. Another outside ball. Both teams right now using that big outside hitter advantage to them as both girls are just firing away on that ball. But it looks like the Celts are able to use the block on the Bulldog block and just use it to their advantage and get through it. Ball goes high. Miscommunication between two players. Sends one into the bench. Coach Fowler will call her first time. I believe this is her first time out of this third set. Both teams will exit the court for that.
Quick 4 points go St. Thomas's way, and both teams will talk things over.
Both teams entering the court once again. Celts continue to steal away the Bulldogs' momentum, but Celts are out of timeouts, and Coach Fowler has one more in this third set as both teams battle for the Celts to either finish the game or for the Bulldogs to stay in the game. Once again, Celts are just slowly taking away points. Slowly taking away points from the Bulldogs, using the hitters and serve receive as to their advantage. We'll see Fowler mixes it up, pulling Ely back in serve receive. Once again, that ball will be served at her.
Tafuli through the block, dug up there by Lange.
Got a double call on that. Push over. That's one of those new rules now is you can double it as long as you can keep it in play on your side, but if you send it over on a double, they'll call it, give a point to the other team. As we see the Bulldogs slowly arch towards getting this set in their hands. Tied at the net. Sent to the outside. Tipped. Oof.
It's time to double on Solis.
I think they called her in the net on that one.
Oh, I missed it. Excuse me.
I couldn't really tell. These refs are now getting quick with their calls. It's harder to watch. Celts with the serve. Guerra picks it up beautifully. Pushed to the outside. Tied at the net. Solias tips it over. Out of system setter. Ely picks it up. Ball given to Solias. She just nails it away once again. Giving the ball back to the Bulldogs. She takes that line shot and makes that Celts defense work. Dunn enters the game going out on the outside. Bulldogs 20 versus St. Thomas 15 here in the third set. Bulldogs battle to stay in it. Spoke too soon. Ely will send that serve into the net. Not really what you want to see here as we're getting to the end of this third set, especially for a team that's battling to stay in the game. Can't really be giving away free points like that.
No, and absolutely don't want to give it up on a serve either. So over to Dunn. She'll take it swing.
Blocked at the net. Battled off.
Bulldogs
TLU
somehow keep it alive.
Looks like it went off his shoulder, went off somebody's head, but TLU battles to stay in the game. Celts big swing. Bulldogs defense not set up properly, or I don't know if they were set up in time. So the Celts are able to take that roll shot and kind of switch it up on them, get the point for themselves.
Nice spot there. Just right in the hole of the defense.
Celts will serve it long, almost going to finish on that end line. Dunn swings at the setter.
Free ball, Bulldogs.
See if we can execute. Beautifully done by Salias. Mixing it up as we've seen her take that line shot to her advantage, and I think the Celts defense was picking up on that, so she aims for that high corner cross ball and is able to score on that. As the Celts send the ball into the bleachers, almost knocking out some little kids in the corner.
Yeah, they're Coach Fowler's grandkids. They'll be all right. Been around it a time or two. Serve in for the Bulldogs.
High on the right side. Picked up. Put to the middle. Celts battling to stay in the game. Roll shot sent over. As Dunn gets blocked at the net. Kind of looked like it was a lower set, so I don't know if she was able to get her full approach in there. Jump all the way.
A bit of missed time in there from the Bulldogs.
For the Celts, we see number 16, Medina, enter the game once again, as well as number 2, Willis. Medina back to serve. Ely picks it up, tight in the net, picked up by the setter. Barely free-balled over as Salias plays it off the top tape. Breaking the ankles of the Celts, making them all fall down.
And maybe not how you want to score points, but the Bulldogs will sure take it right there. 22-18 TLU. Gallegos will go serve.
Back row attack again, rolled over, picked up by Guerra. She knows that ball now. Right side swing, off-speed shot. Celts aren't able to pick it up. Looked like two girls cross-played on that defense and then were kind of standing in the way of the ball they passed up. And I think I saw the libero just kind of crawling off the floor, trying to get out of the way as their teammates weren't able to get the ball. TLU has the ball back. Serve is up. High ball sent to the outside. TLU. Once again, another off-speed shot. That donut ball from the block will give the Bulldogs the set point for this set.
And a nice swing right there from Dunn to kind of create something out of nothing. 24-18 TLU. Gallegos to serve. Set point.
Sent to the middle. Deep tip. Looks like Ely kind of just was hoping to assume that it was out, kind of turned her back to it. And I think Guerra read off of that. They both just kind of watched it go.
That was close. I disagree, but I'm not the line judge.
Celts with the serve. Ball's up to Guerra. Push to the middle by Andy. Lozano will send it out. Lots and lots and lots of close calls in this game. Both teams really playing in that perimeter. And the Celts will bring in number 20 from the bench, Victoria Garcia. Kind of, I think, putting in a defensive player there instead of letting their outside or their right sides serve and play some defense. Ball's up for the Celts. Guerra uses her hands to save it. Celts pick it up.
Dug up again.
Dunn
swings.
swings. Once again, the Bulldogs are using those big open corners to their advantage, saving themselves, keeping the Bulldogs in the game as we now go to the fourth set with the Celts with 2 sets under their belt and TLU with 1.
And, the Bulldogs fighting and, finally breaking through to win their first set of the weekend. So maybe they just broke the deadlock, and we will see what happens. But, hopefully the floodgates will open.
Knocking on some
wood.
wood.
We'll be right back.
Alrighty, Bulldog fans. We are returning here in the fourth set. Scoreboard needs to be updated. Currently, St. Thomas leads with 2 sets under their belt as TLU is battling to take over control of this game as they just won the third. St. Thomas will start us off in this fourth set with the serve.
So, St. Thomas on the serve. Here we go. So Lozano back again to receive.
Tip ball blocked at the net. High block from St. Thomas right there. He's able to shut down that tip and kind of just throw it back over. Beautiful up from Lozano. Ely sends deep corner. St. Thomas scrambles to pick it up, play with it. Bulldogs pick up the free ball, use it to their advantage. St. Thomas libero is scrambling around the court, taking charge on that defense and really moving and watching and playing everything.
Carly Lange.
It's what you want to see from a libero, is one of the fastest girls on the court.
Just her ability to control the ball really making the Bulldogs have to work.
Ely will end the long run by tipping it in the net. Kind of looks like that set might have been a little short on her, forcing her to just turn and run and play with what she has, the cards she's been dealt.
Short serve there.
Looks like, was that Guerra that passed that ball? Kind of went up right over Lozano. I think she was a little lost on where it had went. Everyone was looking at her, and she was trying to find the ball.
And, kind of odd seeing Lozano in the back row. But doing a good job here. And been a cornerstone of the program, in the last year. So interesting to see her outside of position a little bit. So Moore will check in, though. 1-3 TLU.
Celts get the ball back on that. High ball sent tight, and defense. TLU's defense is staying in the game. Oh, and Ely sends it too long or too wide on that. Great defensive run right there from the Bulldogs, kind of accidentally passing those high balls up.
Fowler going to get a timeout in. So Bulldogs trailing 5-1 here in the fourth. We'll be right back. So welcome back out of the timeout. TLU trailing 1-5.
Serve goes wide. Point. Coach Fowler calling the appropriate timeout. Entering the game, number 5 for the Bulldogs, as well as number 25, Solis.
Got out the pronunciation guide.
I am so sorry. I feel like I always have to apologize to all the players out there for just mispronouncing their games. And I feel like there's a few that they know that their last name is just a bit challenging or a bit different, and they just anticipate it. But I'm not perfect. I apologize. You can email me with your concerns.
Come find me on campus.
Yeah.
I don't do email. So Bulldogs again out of the timeout, not super sharp. They trail 2-7.
Kind of lost momentum that they were really using to their advantage in that second set.
Solis on the up. Solis will roll that one over. Will stay tight.
Rolled over for the Celts. Bulldogs play it up. Give it back to Solis. Tipped at the net. Touched by the block. Push to the outside. Ely swings, blocked by the Celts.
Everything going the Celts' way right now. Serve incoming. Good dig from Juarez.
Ely trying to find that back corner again.
This time, St. Thomas.
Willis, I believe that was swinging the net. Her defense telling her to cross. Great communication between the two, but I think she just crossed it a little bit too hard, dropped that elbow too soon. Ely back to serve for the Bulldogs. I will say that is somebody that you mispronounced, Chris.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it. It just
I'm not the only one, but the Celts will use that block to their advantage. Once again, seems to be the trend from this weekend. Both teams using high hands and sending the ball either off to the side or off to the back wall.
using that kind of backward set to really push the ball out wide and create the angles.
Aggressive tip from the Bulldogs. Donut ball picked up, pushed to the outside for Dunn. Big swing. Back row attack. Plays over the tape of the net. Out to Solis. She's blocked, but it will go down on the Celt side in between the block and the net, giving the Bulldogs the point. Lozano Lamelli enters the game.
And right there, the difference, for Solis between that tip or just hammering it through.
Yeah.
Tip, you don't find something and you hammer it down, it finds the floor.
Looks like Celts ran a stack play and kind of caught the Bulldogs defense off guard. Because I don't know if all hitters were on the same page for what was happening, but it kind of looked like instead of a 1-2 stack, it was a 3 girls in the middle, which I don't think was anticipated, but it worked in their favor. So
kind of an unusual formation there, if you will.
Solis, big swing. Aiming for that inline. Kind of looked like she needed to speed up her arm swing just a little bit. Kind of got stuck up with her elbow.
And again, kind of like how we talked in the last set, Bulldogs, you can't play timid here, Things already not going your way.
Free ball over for the Celts. Push to the right side. Big swing out. Ball will go back to the Bulldogs. Hopefully working in their favor, giving them momentum as we had seen in this third set. Both teams really battling it out, and TLU came on top with the momentum and the energy, both on the court and off the court.
Serve coming in now. They'll stay tight.
High tip. Ely picks it up. Big swing. Powerhouse. Free ball over for the Bulldogs. Hoping to execute on this. Tight. Push to the outside. Looks like a miscommunication on the play that they were running. Looks like Ely fails to fall forward on that defensive ball, kind of just going straight down, not really cutting it off from the ground. Giving the ball back to the Celts, who lead in this fourth set, 12-5. Kind of looks like they're sending TLU into a bit of a panic. Girls are having trouble transitioning, kind of running into each other on defense.
Absolutely. Bulldogs just not looking super connected here.
Celts will send that ball out long.
So 6-12 now, St. Thomas leading. So Juarez to serve.
Pushed outside for the Celts. Through the block. Bulldogs not able to get that second touch on it to keep it in play.
That time, Brooke Barnes on the kill.
I will say I feel like in this game, I don't really see a lot of long runs. I feel like it's 2 balls over, 3 balls over, and it's either an error or somebody's making a kill. Right side ball rolled over. Great eye on the court for the Bulldogs. That's kind of what these big hitters need to do, is if you've got a really powerful swing, you've got to throw that defense off board, dig in your toolbox and mix it up a bit.
Great spot there from Tafule.
Push to the outside. Big swing. Cut short. Swings in the net. As the Bulldogs are slowly crawling back inside the game.
8-13 here in this fourth set. Bulldogs got to find some momentum here down the stretch.
Back to the outside. She swings and finds it. I believe she's
Ledunren
just racking up kills this game.
she can hammer that ball.
I don't have the live stats in front of me, but I'm sure she's on her 15th. I know she has more than 10. Her setter keeps just feeding her that ball, and she's executing on more than like 75% of them. Ely sends a high roll over. Celts pick it up. Tipped over, off block. Back to the outside. Big swing. I feel like that is what is almost working most for the Bulldogs, is just these big swings, moving the ball around. Just got to avoid the block and put it away.
So, Bulldogs will serve.
Picked up by the Celts, put in the middle. Quick swing by number 9. Able to catch Guerra on her heels. I'm not too sure if she had a double block on her, but I'm pretty sure she just had a single block on her. Finding that sideline. St. Thomas with the serve. Ely, beautiful up. Ball will go to Solis, and she swings out.
So, Coach Fowler will take her second time out of the set. Bulldogs trailing 16-9.
Alrighty, Bulldog fans. Both teams enter the court after Coach Fowler takes her second time out, leaving her with 0 for the rest of this set. Currently in the lead, St. Thomas with 16 as TLU trails with 9. Celts with the serve. High up, Ely takes it tight on the net. Tips it over. Celts pick it up. Dish it back out to the outside. Rolled over. Dump to the deep corner. Celts pick it up. Read it pretty easily. Almost in the rafters. High middle tipped. Set her out. Solis has her run a bit of a slide work. Looks like that net's bouncing around. Solis. Big swing. I feel like this is one of the longest runs so far that we've seen here in the game. And I need to shut up. I'm sorry, Ryan. Beautiful swing. Couldn't execute all the way.
And Ely really chasing those tough anger spots. And she's been too close to the net. I think Fowler just told her, hey, if you're going to go for that kind of angled, approach, back yourself up a little bit more and you'll have a better chance. But trying to go to the side and just getting caught. But Bulldogs trailing 10-17.
And Ely's back to serve. Dished out to the right side as we see.
And again,
I believe.
Madurin.
Yeah. Once again, she's a stat leader so far this game, ranking up the most kills. Picked up by the Bulldogs, put in the middle, tipped high. Once again, those Celts are just picking up those tips. Tries to swing wide, looks like she cut it in the net. Kind of looks like in the net and on Moore's face.
So Bulldogs trying to fight and hang on here. They trail 18-11.
Great short serve. Free balled over by the Celts. TLU picks it up and puts it down. Great shot from Lozano. Looks like she's favoring that right side swing, which normally you would see Middles taking care of that setter, taking her out, but she's mixing up the game. Celts once again giving to the outside. Bulldogs pick it up for the out of system. Lefty swing in the net from the Celts, giving Bulldogs all these points back. TLU's fighting to stay in the game.
They've got it to 5 here, so they trail 13-18. Trying to find a way and will a way into a 5th set here. Free ball over.
Oh, miscommunication on who has what. Another free ball over. TLU's kind of scrambling away as we look over to see their bench and their coach is kind of yelling at them. That will not work in their favor. Those miscommunications, those little tiny errors will turn around and bite them in the butt.
Fowler did not look happy with that one.
Tied at the net. TLU's defense kind of just stays put, doesn't really suck in on that happy birthday ball. Got a sub for the Bulldogs.
Jordan will come in for Ely, the freshman.
High serve given to Guerra. Outside, Dunn swings using the block to her advantage. Once again, Celts just keep going back to number 7, giving her that ball, and she's able to take care of it. So Lise on the right side. Celts pick it up, set her out. Another right side lefty swing. Picked up by the Bulldogs. Free ball. Middle swing. Lozano Lamelli shuts her down.
Free ball over.
Fans screaming that it was a double. Using the block to her advantage. Pushed out. Big swing. So Lise isn't really able to drop that right hand and secure that net. As the Bulldogs bench kind of starts to panic, getting onto their girls on the court, telling them to watch the ball.
Now if you're the Bulldogs, you know, you have to find that sense of urgency here. As things start coming to a close. That ball is a bit too
Sense
tight.
of execution, yeah. Dunn swings on it. But St. Thomas continues to go to their strong outsides.
And Willis making the Bulldogs pay right there. So 13-23, St. Thomas leading.
Dunn picks it up. Bulldogs give it back to Solis on the right side. There she is, waking up kind of later in the game. Beautiful swing, dropping it down hard in the middle. Bulldogs may have lost their momentum, but they're still battling to kind of stay up in this game. As if St. Thomas takes this 4th set, it'll be the game win for them. Net. Ball swinged in the net. Point Bulldogs.
So 15-23 your score. Gallegos to serve.
Touch on the block. Got a net call from the down ref saying that, what is it, 21? I believe that's what he just said. Looks like she kind of might have finished her swing and landed up in the net. Coach is going to get some clarification on that. And I think that's pretty much what he said, is she'd finished her swing. Bulldogs with the serve. Back row attack in the net, cut short.
Missed there. So Bulldogs clawing back into things, 17-23. They've gone on a little run here.
Great serve to the sideline. Cut. Once again, TLU just anticipating for that long ball to go out, but when these hitters are putting topspin on it, it just rolls straight down to the court. St. Thomas secures the game point here in this fourth set as TLU trails with 17, fighting to stay in the game. Guerra picks it up, put it to the middle for Lozano Lamelli, and she takes care of the ball. Telling you what's up with her. I feel like we haven't seen that side of Lozano almost this whole weekend. She's a great defensive player as well as offense, but I feel like most of the time she's there in defense, and we don't really get to see her offensive side. Done with the serve for the Bulldogs. Picked up, put in the middle, tipped high hands. Bulldogs push it out. It's over the net. Battle at the net. Lots of aggression. Bulldogs will get the point to just stay in the game.
So Bulldogs pick up a couple. Now set point number 3, match point number 3 here for St. Thomas.
Roll over, miscommunication from the Bulldogs. And that will come around to bite them in the butt. So what happens with these young teams, you got girls coming straight out of high school, but you've got girls coming that have been in the game for a bit. We got some D2 transfers in this year. And unfortunately, that will be the Bulldogs' second loss for this weekend.
So, to open up SCAC play, playing two of the better teams, that they'll face. St. Thomas coming in at 1-0. We're coming in at 0-1. St. Thomas 11-1, had a great, preseason. And, the Bulldogs just struggling to get things going here. So they will fall to 3-9 and 0-2 in the SCAC. And, they have to keep working. They're doing a great job. And
yeah, but unfortunately it's not really what you want to see from a home opener weekend. But I'm pretty sure they'll be back here, not this upcoming weekend, but
never too long.
The weekend after that. So we've got a bunch of teams flying in, driving in for the big weekend.
Absolutely. And, they'll regroup, they'll practice, and, look to improve. So with that being said, I think we will
close up here and see y'all later.